Welcome to Yoga with Michelle. My name is Michelle, and this is yoga for runners. So it's great for runners, cyclists, hikers, really anybody. We're just going to be focusing on and targeting all the muscle groups that are associated with those things. So glutes, hamstrings, quads, calves, basically everything from the waist down. So make sure you have what you need and take child's pose. Bring your big toes together and your knees out wide. Draw your sits bones down towards your heels and walk your hands forward. Shimmy your sits bones from side to side. Spread your fingers out wide. For yoga and for running, breath is super important. So get really intentional. Take big, full breaths in. Empty out completely. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, release tension. On your inhales, make space. Give yourself 2 more breaths here. Just kind of settle in, especially if you're doing this after a long run. And come up to all fours to tabletop. We'll take some cat-cows. So stack your shoulders right over your wrists and your hips right over your knees. You can tuck your toes or lay the tops of your feet on the mat, either way, but round your back, contract, then sink your chest down, look forward. Link your movement with your breath. Just move your spine around, maybe from side to side, and tuck your toes. Come into downward facing dog. Maybe take your down dog a little bit longer than usual. Pedal out your feet. So bend one knee and then the other. Then bend both knees. Get a stretch in the bottoms of your feet. Really press down in your toes. Press down and forward in your hands. And let your heels go down towards the mat. Really lengthen the backs of your legs. Come up high on your toes. Drop both heels to the right. Switch sides. So come back through center. Both heels to the left. Back to center. Lift your right heel straight up, 3-legged dog. Bend your knee, open your hips. Make little circles with your ankle. Big circles with your knee. Just get some movement in your hip. Then hug your knee into your chest. Step forward. Take a long stance. Lift your right hand up. So right leg forward, right hand up towards the ceiling. Sink your hips down towards the mat. Reach up, twist. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring your hand back down. Step your foot back to downward facing dog. Now lift your left heel up. We'll do the same thing. Bend your knee, open your hip. Point and flex your foot, spread your toes, move your knee and your hip. Then nice and slow, step your left foot forward, to the top of your mat. Stack your knee right over your ankle. Lift your left hand up. Spread your fingers out wide. Drop your hips down towards the mat. Twist. Take one more big breath in. Exhale your way back to downward facing dog. Come up high on your toes. Tiptoe to the top of your mat. Ragdoll. So bring your feet out nice and wide. You can grab opposite elbows and gently sway from side to side. Or grab opposite elbows behind your knees. Press down in the center of your heels and the ball mounds of your big toes. Walk your hands to the outside of your right foot. And the outside of your left. Come back to center. Heel toe your feet, hip distance apart. Roll up to standing. Reach up, extended mountain pose. Sweep your arms open wide, clasp your hands behind your low back, lift your chest. On your inhale, reach back up. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. Press down in all four corners of your feet. Spiral your pinkies in towards each other. Get really tall. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Lengthen the crown of your head forward. So create a long, flat back. Draw your belly button towards your spine. Keep ease in your joints. So a slight bend in your knees. Breathe in through your nose. Forward fold. Exhale. Extended mountain pose. Reach up. Forward fold. Let it go. Halfway lift. Lengthen your spine. High plank. Step or hop your feet back. Press down in your fingertips, your knuckles, your whole palms. Spiral your ribs in towards each other. Don't let your head hang down. On your inhale, shift forward, get light in your toes. Exhale, low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a breath in, let it out. One more big breath in. Come up high on your toes, look forward, step or hop to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, forward fold. Extended mountain pose, rise up, forward fold. Hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, pull your belly in, high to low plank. Up dog, lengthen your neck, downward facing dog. Three-legged dog on the right. Lift your right heel straight up. Step it forward, warrior one. So let your back heel come down. The big stretch here in your left hip flexor, at your psoas. And then an opening here as you draw your right hip bone back. Open your chest, sink your hips down, warrior two. Draw your right knee right over your ankle. Bring your shoulder blades together on your back. Flip your palm, reverse. Lengthen the side of your body. Exhale down, high to low plank. Always the option to modify or lift a leg. Downward facing dog. Three-legged dog on the left. So lift your left heel, flex your foot, hug your knee into your chest, step forward, warrior one. Same thing, take a long stance, stack your front knee right over your ankle. Option to bring your hands back, lift the center of your chest up. Press down in the outside edge of your back foot. Warrior two. Open up, reach for the sides of the room. Sink your hips down. Flip your palm, reverse, look up and back. Cartwheel down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Three-legged dog. On the right, lift your right heel straight up, press the center of your heel back. Hug your knee into your chest, look forward, step forward, crescent lunge. So you can keep your back leg lifted or bring your knee down to the mat. Reach your hands up towards the ceiling or bring them to heart center. Drop your hips down towards the mat. You might heel toe your foot forward a little bit more so your knee is right over your ankle. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. Maybe cactus out your arms. Open your chest. Another breath in here. Let it out. Bring your left hand down and gently press your right knee out towards the right hand side of your mat. A big hip opener. Bring your knee back to center, but bring your foot out to the edge of your mat. Maybe come down on your forearms for lizard. You can use a block here or stay up on your fingertips. With every exhale, release your hips even more. Let them melt down towards the mat. Come back up on your palms or your fingertips. Bring your foot to the center of your mat. Shift your weight back, half splits. So flex your foot, square your hips. You might pull your heel back an inch or two. Lengthen your spine, fold forward. Bring your nose towards your toes. Release, shift forward again. Now heel toe your foot to the left, half pigeon. So bring your right knee to your right wrist. Take a moment to really set this up. Be really intentional getting into the physical foundation of the pose. So if you need a block under one side of your hip or down your femur, grab a block. Then adjust your front shin. Bring it up towards the top of your mat. You can stay right here. Reach back and grab your back foot for an extra stretch in your quads, or bring your forearms down to the mat. Totally up to you. Take it on as it's right for you. This one can be a little bit uncomfortable. So many of us have tight hips, whether it's from sitting or running, in this case, maybe cycling, all those repetitive actions. So this is so incredibly good for you. Stay with your breath. Release any tension, any resistance. Two more breaths here. Let your hips melt down towards the mat. Now walk your hands towards your front shin. Come up on your fingertips. Bring the center of your chest forward. Really lengthen your neck. Maybe take your eyes up to the ceiling. Take a big breath in. Exhale, plant your hands, chaturanga, upward facing dog, shoulders straight back, downward facing dog. We'll take it on the other side, so three-legged dog on the left. Press your heel back, lift it up towards the ceiling, hug your knee into your chest, look forward, plant your foot, come into a long lunge. Remember, you can keep your back knee lifted or bring it down to the mat. If you have blocks, you can grab 2 blocks underneath your hands, or come right here with your hands on your knee or your thigh. Slowly drop your hips down towards the mat. Maybe reach up, cactus out your arms. Lift the center of your chest up. Big opening, big stretch here. If you can lengthen your stance even more. And creep your front foot forward. Bring your right hand down. Gently press your left knee out towards the left. Just continue to drop your hips down towards the mat. Come back to center. Bring your left foot out towards the edge of your mat. Work your way down to your forearms. Running can be a lot about pushing forward. And then this is about letting go. It's like a surrendering, a trusting, a release. One more inhale. Exhale it out. Come back up onto your fingertips. Bring your left foot to the center of your mat. Shift back, half splits. Again, flex your foot. Square your hips. Lengthen your spine. Fold forward. With your inhales, lengthen. With your exhales, go a little bit deeper. Got 3 more full breaths here, so make it count. Shift your weight forward, half pigeon. So bring your left foot to the right. And again, take a moment to set it up. You can stay here or reach back for your back foot. Or walk your hands forward, let your chest come down towards the mat. Walk your back foot straight back and then towards the center of your mat. You might find you get a deeper stretch by tucking your back toes, maybe lifting your back knee off the mat. Just try it out, get curious what feels good in your body today. Take what you need. This is about honoring yourself, acknowledging yourself and the hard work you've done. Walk your hands towards your shin. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your shoulders back. Create space between your ears and your shoulders. So lift the crown of your head up. Take a big breath in. Exhale, plant your hands, chaturanga. Maybe lift a leg, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 3-legged dog on the right. So lift your right heel up, hug your knee into your chest, look forward, plant your foot, airplane. So press down in your right foot, draw your belly button towards your spine. Bring your hands to heart center. Figure 4. You might come right through. Might take a moment to get your balance, but bring your left ankle right up above your knee. Drop your hips down. Lift your chest. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. Flex your lifted foot. Sink down like 2 more inches. Come to standing. Standing leg raise. So grab your left knee. Give it a squeeze. Bring it out to the left. Take your eyes to the right. Draw your shoulder blades straight back. Laser focus your eyes at one spot. Bring your leg back to center. Dancer. So reach back, grab the inside of your left foot. Kick your foot up and back. If you come out, come right back in. No worries. This is not perfect yoga. This is real life yoga. And in real life, we fall out. In real life, we make mistakes. Come to standing at the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep your arms open wide, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back, high to low plank. Step or hop your feet back, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Three-legged dog. On the left, lift your left heel up, hug your knee into your chest, look forward, plant your foot, press down, take a moment if you need it, airplane. Engage the muscles of your lifted leg, invite in the wobbliness, bring your hands to heart center, press your palms together, figure four your leg. Drop your hips down. Fire up your core. Draw your shoulder blades straight back so you're not hunched over. Lengthen your spine. Keep your right knee out wide. Sink down just a little bit more. Get that hip opener here. Again, if you fall out, come right back in, no worries, no judgment. This practice is for you, for no one else. Okay, so it doesn't have to look perfect. Come to standing. Hug your knee into your chest. Bring it out to the right. Set your eyes to the left. Hey. Bring your leg back to center, dancer. So reach back for the inside of your foot, lift your left hand up. Kick your foot up towards the ceiling and back towards the back wall. Look at one spot. One more inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Heel toe your feet out wide, Malasana squat. You might need a block here under your sits bones. So that's always an option. Bring your hands to heart center. Might take some adjusting, some settling in. Create resistance between your elbows and your knees. So squeeze your knees towards each other as you're using your elbows to bring them out wide. Lengthen your neck. Lift your chest. Okay, so it's not a hunching over. Again, it's lengthening. Now engage your glutes, right? Your butt cheeks. Press down in your heels. Take one more breath in here. Forward fold, shake it out. So bring your feet hip distance apart again. You bend one knee and then the other. Take a halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Chaturanga, step or hop back. Upward facing dog. Bring your chest forward. Downward facing dog. Warrior one right side. Bring your right foot forward, reach up and back. Warrior two. Straighten your front leg, reach forward, lengthen, triangle. Bring your hand down to your shin or to a block. Create an external rotation in your front leg. And on your inhale, reach up so much you come to standing. Take side facing, wide leg forward fold. So bring your feet out wide. Clasp your hands behind your low back. On your inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Kind of ring out your shoulders here, or bring your hands down to the mat. Maybe bend one knee and then the other. Depending on what feels good in your body right now, do that. And don't be afraid to take things on a little bit different. I like to grab my ankles and pull my upper body down. Slowly roll up to standing. Face both feet forward, pyramid. So walk your back foot in about halfway, square your hips to the front of the mat, hinge forward, bring your hands down to the mat or to a block right here. Press down evenly in your heels. Lift your toes off the mat so you're not gripping the mat with your toes. Squeeze your thighs together. Take a half lift, then step your feet back. Low plank. Stack your elbows right over your wrists. Upward facing dog. Breathe in. Downward facing dog. Let it go. Warrior one left side. Rise up. Warrior two. Reach. Straighten your front leg. Reach forward. Triangle. Press down in your feet. Open your chest up towards the ceiling. On your inhale, rise up. Take side facing wide leg forward fold one more time. Just take a different variation. Maybe bring your feet out a little bit wider. Bring the crown of your head down towards the mat. Lift your tailbone straight up. Roll up to standing, pyramid. So walk your back foot in, square your hips, fold forward. Bring your nose towards your toes. This time, draw your right hip forward and your left hip back. Sometimes my hips like to get a little bit wonky in this pose, so keep them in check. One more breath in, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. High to low plank. Upward facing dog. Breathe in. Downward facing dog. Let it out. Roll out into high plank. Slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Put your left forearm right in front of you. Reach back for the inside or the outside of your right foot. Single leg floor bow. Good. Stretch. Lift your thigh up off the mat. Switch sides. Bring your right hand down. Reach back. Lift up. One more inhale. Lift your thigh. Exhale, release. Plant your hands right by your ribs. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Come up high on your toes. Tiptoe all the way through your hands. Come down on your back. Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together and your knees out wide. Give yourself a moment here to relax, to be still. Happy baby. So grab the outsides of your feet. Pull your feet down towards the mat. Draw your shoulder blades down. Maybe rock from side to side. but work to get your whole spine flat to the mat. So even your tailbone. Release, hug your knees into your chest. Rock and roll up and down your mat. Come to a seated position. Seated single leg extension. So extend your right leg out, keep your left leg bent. Shift your torso over your right leg. On your inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. You can reach for your foot or your shin. Use a strap if you have a strap. Release. Plant your left hand by your hip. Wild thing variation. Reach your right hand up and back. Bring your shoulder blades together on your back. Lengthen. Release. Come down, switch sides. So extend your left leg out. Press your foot into your thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Might even grab the outside of your foot. With your right hand, get a little bit extra twist there. Release. Plant your right hand right by your hip. So press down. Lift your hips. Let your head hang back. Spread your fingers out wide. A big stretch here. And slowly come down. Seated forward fold. So face both feet. Straight out, flex your feet. Reach up, lengthen your spine. Fold forward. Lead with your chest. And use your breath. Link your movement with your breath. Lengthen. Fold. Bend your knees if you need to. Use a prop. So important as a runner, as a cyclist, to keep flexibility, mobility. So don't skip out on these parts, right? These longer holds, so valuable. Release. Plant your hands by your hips, reverse tabletop. Press down in your hands and feet. Your fingertips can face your heels or back behind you. Slowly make your way down. Shoulder stand or waterfall. So just get your hips up higher than your heart for a few breaths. Shoulder stand. Stack your feet over your hips and your hips over your shoulders. Point or flex your feet. Just be intentional. You can use your hands on your low back for support. Walk your elbows in towards each other. Gently press the back of your head down into the mat. And if you're in shoulder stand, take plow. Be really mindful of your spine as you let your feet go back towards the floor behind you. Deaf man's pose. Bend your knees. Bring your knees by your ears. And then slowly, slowly, one vertebrae at a time, come all the way onto your back. Make yourself as long as possible. Big full body stretch. Reach back behind you. Point your toes. Pull your belly in. Take a big breath in. And hug your right knee into your chest. Bring it out to the right, so your knee towards your shoulder. then twist. Shimmy your hips towards the center. So you can stack one hip right on top of the other, but work to keep both shoulders on the mat. We'll switch sides, so come back to center. Hug your left knee into your chest. Bring it out to the left. Then send it over to the right. Supine twist. And start to soften your face even more. Your jaw, your eyebrows. Release. Take any last stretches you need. Then find a comfortable position on your back, Shavasana. Right, don't skip out on this part. It's important. It's important to rest. It's important to just be. Give yourself this gift. A couple minutes here. Relaxing your whole body. Start to bring some movement to your fingers and your toes. With your eyes closed, gently roll to your right side. Take a moment here to end your practice with gratitude and ease and lightness. And with your eyes closed, make your way to a seated position. Bring your hands to heart center. Sit up nice and tall. Together we'll take one more big breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you so much for practicing with me and for trusting me with your time. As always, if you enjoyed this practice, if you liked it, share it with your friends, hit subscribe, hit the like, leave me comments so we can connect. Thank you so much. See you next time.